communication, commune, right? Commune, in commune with something. And then, out of that, that's community. But look at our life. This world is so verbal, so isolated. They crave community, but they don't communicate. Therefore, there's no commune, let alone community. You see this trap? This verbal mind is craving a permanent group, a community. But actually, the verbal state mind denies any community.
So what do you suggest then how you can develop communication to develop a community? What is the key?
The key is in everybody's hand. Everyone must surely act, change, transform totally to end this verbal state. And then there's natural community. Not a name, not an organization, not a tribe. Community is not a tribe, isn't it? But we tend to look for a tribe to join in. But community is not a tribe. Physically, we need a tribe to survive. But psychologically, there's no tribe. The tribal thing is ego thing. Look at this world. There are all kinds of organizations, groups, where there is this kind of a psychological tribe. There's endless issues, divisions. There's no unity. There's no union at all. So the problem is that can we empty this verbal state? So everyone is looking, observing, learning. Physically, we need community to survive. But psychologically, we don't need any community. But now we are always craving. You see, craving a group, craving companion, craving being hugged. Because we are isolated psychologically. That's the problem. But we don't deal with that. And we keep wanting socializing. Community, in that way, is not existent at all. So that's why the problem comes back. In this world, as we are living, we are trapped by our psychological existence. Right? The me, the ego, the self embodies this psychological existence. So in that existence, we are all isolated, and we crave a permanent group, a community, or any kind of a so-called perfect collaboration. But over this existence in this way is the problem, which denies everything else. Unless we are really able to communicate, not only with others, but also with ourselves. Understanding oneself completely is the true communication. True communication has no object. Perhaps there's this true community, which is always in the unknown.
Yeah, you were asking about why do we use communication? But I was thinking also to connect with each other. And what you said is true. I think on parallels things from ego to another person. But I was thinking about what if we communicate with this in mind that we're connecting to each other.
how to connect?
Yeah, just think about
What is connection?
did you
Verbal or actual?
actual connection?
Mhm.
So if you have the intention to connect to someone else, you would never hurt or say something that hurts the other one.
But when you have a purpose
Yeah,
to connect to some specific person,
exactly.
you deny connection.
Is it?
Of course, because you are seeking a purpose. You want to connect a specific person. So you want to express yourself while being kind, making no harm. But actually, you are asking yourself.
No, no, no. What I mean is that normally I'm exchanging information.
Mhm.
But if I have in mind that I want to connect to you,
Hey, that's the problem. That purpose, that image,
what is wrong with it?
because that's a thought, that's an image you want to achieve. That's your desire. And when you pursue that desire, you are stating yourself. Therefore, you deny the connection. So it sounds very contradicting. But we need to look at ourselves. Let's go slowly about this. Because when I wanting to do something, or I have an image in my head, I want to achieve that. Is that so?
Actually, I don't have an image, but it is more that I like, and my goal is that I have love for the other person and connect with the other person by seeing the other one in love, in a love context. So in love and compassion. So you're seeing the other as if you are, yeah, having compassion for the other one. And that's not.
So, madam, let's be very careful about this. When I say I have compassion for a specific person, what does that mean?
You wish well.
Then we question, is that compassion or is it something different? So compassion is not something to exchange. Connection is not something to exchange. When I want to connect you, is that connection or it denies connection? Because when I want to connect you, I have a purpose. And that purpose is the image in my head I want to achieve. And when you look around this society or everywhere, everybody is wanting to achieve their own purpose or image. Therefore, we are all isolated by the purpose.
So are you actually describing the difference between doing and being? Because if you want to make a connection, you are doing something in your mind.
And this doing
Yeah.
is out of the image in the head.
Yeah.
And that doing, in your sense, the doing, denies being. And then the speaker asks, so is that possible to let the doing and being one? So in this case, can we come upon compassion first? Because compassion is never to a specific person. That can be called sympathy, but it's not compassion. Compassion is a state of mind that has no purpose, no specific target. I think that's one of the challenges we are facing, right? Because our mind is always personal. And in that state of mind, the mind is always achieving, always seeking, according to an image. So there's only exchange. It's still the egocentric activities. And it is still the verbal things.
It's like an economic thing.
Yes, the same thing actually.
But can I ask you what's the difference in your definition between love and compassion? How to define these two words? Are they not the same?
When mind is looking seriously about this, not based on verse, but really see what is behind the verse. Is there really any difference between love and compassion? Or is it the same? Yeah, that's it. Unconditional, totally unconditional. And then there's no division at all. Love is compassion. Yes. No, yeah. That's it.
I have another thing that I really say a lot about this danger in society, which is everywhere.
Yes.
Of course, I see it too. But
Good to know.
yeah. But also, I come to a point where in my life, more and more moments, I am being loved, and I cannot find this danger. I've not heard you say this. When I am in this space that I don't know exactly how to define, there is no danger. It's not possible at all. I don't know how, because I've not heard anything like this you referring to. So how do you see that? You know what I'm talking about?
So you don't feel any danger at all?
Sorry?
You don't feel any danger?
I don't know.
No, no, if you don't feel it.
If somebody would attack me on the street,
No.
if when I'm completely in love, for example, then I would just smile at them and I would disarm this person. I've had it happen in my life, right? Because if you respond with anger, it escalates. But if you are in love, actually the danger is not dangerous. It has no power.
So if you don't feel the danger, how can you see the danger? What do you mean by know? Knowing? It's a kind of knowledge? Does it mean the danger is some knowledge you have? Then you see it, right? When you see it, you must feel it, or else you can't see it. So that's why we need to go slowly, because this gentleman's definition of danger is different from the speaker's. Because the gentleman's definition is still place danger to a specific person.
It was just example.
Yeah, I mean, it's from example. But to the speaker, the danger is the sin that can drag you out of that living state. That's the danger. That's the danger everywhere at each moment. And if you
It's not everywhere. It's in me.
sorry,
It's this danger.
Mhm.
I am that danger. If I can lose myself. I can lose this love, oneness consciousness at any moment. So I am the danger. It's not everywhere. When I lose my perspective of wholeness, then I lose the true reality.
So there's probably something else we can mention very cautiously, is that our human consciousness is one. And the definition of me is never altered, never divorced from this collective consciousness. When one is really serious looking, learning, there are so many influences. Why verse? Why images? Why thoughts? This is something you can't control. You must observe and learn. That's the danger. And you can't say, I'm afraid of that. You must observe and learn at each moment. You see, don't ask yourself from the whole world. You are never divorced from the whole world. That's another trap many people have, that we tend to ask ourselves from the whole world. Not that so. So we are sharing the one consciousness. The thoughts, the influences are everywhere. Via the language, via all kinds of subtle things. Like, for example, when you open your bank account, that numbers also give you an influence. When somebody asks you a price or money, that number, that thing also bring us influence. So that all the dangers can easily, devour the love.
But I'm still not satisfied because I'm not trying to use too much words,
Mm.
really to get to understand. Because what about perception? Because we all have a unique perception, right? Perception actually is creation. Because my perception creates how I determine whether something is dangerous or not. Like the glass is half full or half empty, right? Is it half full or half empty? My perception determines that. So what is dangerous in this outer world of society? It's not black or white.
Demands, no, it's never black and white. So it demands tremendous and very deep perception.
Yes.
Not the superficial one, the half water, that's not that superficial one, but a very deep perception to see the danger behind it, to see the patterns.
Yeah.
And seeing that, observing that, is independent of any knowledge. The mind must come to that pattern afresh all the time. Observe it after you into it. You see, sir, many things there's no black and white. But for listen, it is indeed black and white. Either you see the pattern or you get into the pattern immediately. There's no intermediate state between them. So that's danger. Very physical danger. You must observe it tremendously, carefully, as you get into it. And only a mind that's never verbal can really perceive. In that, where there's humanity, that's we call common perception. But look, wrong, sir. This whole society, the mind is so verbal. It totally denies humanity. It is dehumanized. So you see, to really observe this world, I can't really separate myself from this world. I'm part of it. This one consciousness. I see the dynamics, I see the influences, I see the patterns are so dangerous. So the physical pattern, the physical danger is these patterns. And you must observe it as you get into it. There's no choice at all. So that's the urgency of living. Patterns are so subtle and become subtler and subtler, designed by those cunning minds. As long as you are into it, you can't love. That's the very terrible thing. When you're really in love, there's no issue at all. I mean, that's the gentleman means the danger in that sense. But the real danger is those all the things that can make you have no love.
So there's danger in several emotions, right?
Way too many.
Yeah, way too many on several levels.
And it requires you to perceive it, see it clearly, not based on the speaker's verse, but you observe in person for yourself. And then that seeing is never knowledge.
So what do you do if you see that danger?
Act. Just like when you see a hungry tiger. Bye-bye. That's the thing. Run away or use weapon to protect yourself. Right? There's no choice. There's no option. And that's the living.
I'd like to ask you, because I've not done a meditation that you do online. I saw something like a meditation, but I didn't watch it in you. So I'd like to ask you, how do you observe?
So this is already meditation. The problem is that Cico is very wary of talking about the methods of meditation because most people's mind are not really ready for that. They are too quick to go for that because they want to use that to alleviate their issues. But only a good mind is qualified to meditate. And for a good mind, meditation is not difficult because a good mind knows how to give full attention. And that full attention is meditation. And when you really feel the breath, you really know how to feel the breath because it just demands full attention. So that's the so-called method. But as long as everybody get the hang of this full attention, observe everything totally and completely, and die to each moment. And everyone can do all kinds of methods. Everybody can develop their own methods. And that's the meditation. So another question, another challenge, I think, for people in this age is the internet. Why is the internet becoming so popular? How the internet become part of life? We don't condemn it. But if you look at this world, look at how it runs, how it functions, and how people are trapped in their thoughts, how people are ignorant of these limitations of thoughts. This whole internet is still the continuation of this disordered consciousness, driving people to be more and more individual, fragmented. The younger generation is being destroyed by that, by the internet. Because we don't know, we don't really observe the limitation of thoughts. We think thoughts can do everything. That's why this egocentric consciousness is being expanded all the time. And the internet creates such an illusion of connection. And people get lost in that flow of endless thoughts, ideas, all the verbal things are on the internet.
I agree, but it's not the whole story because it's like any technology or any tool, because I have found soul family on the internet. You have a website. This is going to be on the internet. So it depends. It can be very destructive, but it can also
So, so the speaker has never condemned internet. That's the point. If we condemn it, we can't really discuss it. We must see these, the problems of it. For this internet, look at this content on the internet, like this, the Facebook or similar social websites or something, keeps creating more influences, dominances. And this world is becoming more and more entertained. like all the technology nowadays go around the internet, right? The media and all kinds of things. We have more and more entertainment, a wide internet.
So what is your vision about comparison against?
The key is in everyone's hand. Negate, negate, negate. Understand the danger of it. Therefore, you negate it.